In the Lunar New Year.
And Cal Poly students learn to practice healthy living lifestyles during Body Positivity Month.
And hundreds of community members flock to the wedding space in San Luis Obispo on Saturday to donate their old clothes and find new ones.
Broadcasting from Swanson Studios, you're watching Mustang News.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Mustang News. I'm Joe Deanda.
And I'm Austin Linthicum. Here are today's top stories for this week. Cal Poly celebrated Lunar New Year earlier this week. The Cross Cultural Center hosted Lunar New Year on Monday in Chumash Auditorium. Students and members of the community gathered to enjoy traditional Chinese food as well as participate in cultural traditions. Several Cal Poly dance groups performed at the event as well.
It's Body Positivity Month at Cal Poly. Mustang News reporter Ethan Roman checked out a few different ways to celebrate on campus.
Hikes, dances, fitness advice, and classes like Llewellyn Ferreria's Navigating Nutrition are all available throughout February to students and faculty during Body Positivity Month. Ferreria explains how you can benefit from participating in the free events.
The cool thing about what this program provides is all angles. So not just about the exercise, the movement aspect, the nutrition aspect, but I think also a part of what I focus on is everything else in their life. When we talk about students and how stressed out they are, their schedules being so crazy and busy, and I think trying to stay on top of everything leads to a lot of issues for students.
Ferreria says her goal is for participants to be able to come up with a success formula to help them live happier and healthier.
The idea of this 4-week series is just that, to kind of take the confusion out of the world of nutrition right now. I think whether you're a student, whether you're faculty, you're everyday person, I think people are having a hard time figuring out, gosh, how should I be eating? What should I be eating? There's so many different food theories out there, so many different ways of eating, and I think people are having a hard time figuring out what's right for me.
Ethan Roman, Mustang News.
When Asia Croissant started swapping clothes with friends, it was a way to renew and recycle her wardrobe. Now it has become a way to give back to her community. From clothes to shoes and accessories, people lined up on Sunday to exchange their old items for something new.
Mostly came here to find new jeans because I kind of shrunk out of my old ones, so I'm looking for replacements. And this is a lot easier than having to find, buying things for one.
What started as a way to swap clothes with her friends, Cal Poly grad Asia Croissant's clothing swap has grown from her college apartment to a retail space.
It just gets bigger and bigger every time, so it's not even like it's not even my hopes have really driven it. It's like the people really, really love doing it, and so I think that it's just going to grow, regardless. It's going to get so big.
Now in its 6th year, over 10,000 items are donated each quarter with roughly 600 people in attendance.
Everybody can take basically just whatever they want. So we haven't had too many problems. There's really no rules. Everybody's really generous with what they bring. And if they want to take stuff, it's awesome, but not anybody takes too much. It's great.
At the end of the day, all leftover items are donated to the women's shelter in San Luis Obispo, which Croissant says is a great way to give back to her community.
Well, the women's shelter actually didn't know that we were doing this event for the last 5 or 6 years, and they heard about it the last couple of times, and we just were kind of donating anonymously, which was great. And once they heard about it, they were like, oh my gosh, this is a great opportunity to get other things. So last time they really needed feminine products, they asked us for that. And it's the same thing this time, and that's been really, really nice because we didn't know that they needed those things, and now that we do, it's been such a huge donation.
Austin Linthicum, Mustang News.
And coming after the break, I'll have your weekly weather forecast.
In this day and age, everybody gets their news from social media, and my team's pretty much in charge of making sure that Mustang News has a great presence across all social media platforms. Whether that's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat, we want to make sure that our news is reaching our audience. At Mustang News, we're truth tellers. We're student media, but we're going to do our best to tell the truth of our people and the voices of the Cal Poly campus.
I think art is something that doesn't go appreciated that much, especially at a polytechnic campus. We have a lot of engineering and architecture focus, and we want to try to focus a lot of our arts writing on structural design and architecture design and things that relate to Cal Poly, but through the arts. I think good journalism comes from unbiased reporting, and I think we do a really good job at making sure that everything's accurate.
Hi, my name is Haley Pride. Welcome back to Mustang News. I'm here with your weather forecast for the week. So today in San Luis Obispo, it's going to be a beautiful sunny day with a high of 70 and a low of 41, with light winds at around 7 miles per hour. Now up in the North County in Paso Robles, we have a high of 67 and a low of 28. In Atascadero, another high of 67, low of 32. Santa Margarita, another high of 67, low of 32. Up in Creston, high of 66, low of 31. And as you know, in San Luis Obispo, high of 70, low of 41 degrees today. Now on to the South County in Arroyo Grande, high of 69, low of 42 degrees. Guadalupe, high of 68, low of 40. Napomo, another high of 68, low of 40. Santa Maria, high 68, low 39. Down to Orcutt, high of 66 degrees, low of 38. And in Vandenberg, a high of 69, low of 41. So it's going to be a little chillier this week. Now on to the beaches. It's going to be a little breezy out, so make sure to bring a jacket if you do decide to go outdoors this weekend. High of 61 in Cayucas, low of 41. In Morro Bay, high of 69, low of 41. In Avila, another high of 69, low of 42. Pismo, high of 70, low of 33. And in Oceano, high of 68, low of 42. Now for your 5-day weather forecast. Next Monday, President's Day, I hope you Mustangs enjoy your day off. We're going to have a high of 60 degrees and a low of 34. On Tuesday, another high of 62, low of 36. Wednesday, high of 59, low of 37, starting to cool down a little bit. Thursday, high of 64, low of 37. And Friday, we're going to have a high of 69 and a low of 39 degrees. Thank you for watching. Now on to Sydney Brandt with Sports Update.
Hey sports fans, I'm Sydney Brandt here with your latest updates in sports. Up first, former Cal Poly pitcher Bud Norris has finalized a 1-year, $3 million deal with the St. Louis Cardinals. Norris, who has pitched in the MLB for 9 seasons, led the Los Angeles Angels with 19 saves in 23 chances last year. He also has a record of 2-6 while striking out 74 batters in 62 innings pitched. And the Cal Poly baseball team is gearing up for their season, which is just around the corner. Dozens of former Cal Poly baseball standouts returned to Baggett Stadium last weekend to face the 2018 Mustangs in the annual alumni game. Despite construction of the new bleachers going on in the background, the Mustangs locked in on the diamond as several new additions to the team came up big. Freshmen Blake Wagenseller and Tate Samuelson drove in a combined 5 runs, while freshman starting pitcher Darren Nelson struck out 7 batters over 4 innings. But it wasn't just the young Bucks hitting the leather off the ball, as the Mustangs' offense exploded for 18 total hits, cruising to a 14-2 win. The Mustangs will open their season tomorrow with 4 games in 4 days at the College Baseball Classic in Surprise, Arizona. And they will face Gonzaga tomorrow at 4 p.m.
Thanks again for coming, folks. Just ignore the drilling.
And in basketball, senior forward Mary Kay Evans has played an important role for Cal Poly's women's basketball, and she's had a long journey to get there. Sawyer Milam has the story for you.
When I came in, I had a lot of stuff to work on, and I think I was coming off a few injuries, so I just put in a lot of time to develop my shot and my fitness and everything I could to hopefully get to the point one day where I could make a bigger contribution.
Growing up in Atascadero and playing for Atascadero High, Mary Kate Evans has played basketball in the San Luis Obispo area her entire life.
Yeah, those were the glory days. It was a lot of fun. I love the town, a lot of good people, so it's good times. It's been really special. There's nothing better than playing a home game in front of my hometown, like basically my whole hometown with all my friends and my family's there. So I knew that's kind of what I wanted, and having the opportunity to do that, I know not very many people get that, so it's pretty special.
The first time head coach Faith Midna saw Mary Kate, she knew she was going to be a success.
This is the absolute truth. She was 5'8", I think, in the 4th grade. And that's when I first saw her. And she was playing point guard. I'm like, I'm going to keep an eye on this kid. She was always such a sweetheart and quiet, but there was a perfectionistic quality about her that made me realize this is somebody that's going to do whatever you ask of her. She's going to try to do it with the same excellence that she pursues her academics. And she's been a godsend to our program.
Sawyer Milam, Mustang News.
Well, that's all the updates we have for sports, and we'll be right back right after the break.
The thing about broadcast is it's not just on paper, so now you're actually seeing people's emotions and their reactions, and I think you just really learn a lot by being able to go face to face and also have a camera and capture those emotions. And broadcast is so fun, in my opinion, because you can take what you see and show it to your audience and show them exactly what you're witnessing or other people are witnessing at the moment.
first so that Cal Poly students are aware. Like so far to start off the beginning of the year, there have been things such as like parking and bus routes, and students have so many questions about that. And so that kind of goes to what I want to do for this year, and is I want to get that information out to students. Good journalism means that we are getting the story out, but that it includes all the information, that it answers all the questions that people are asking.
Welcome back. Well, February is Black History Month, and Cal Poly's Multicultural Center has put on events to recognize the history of this month. Right now, Cal Poly's black population stands under 2%. Being predominantly a white campus, the center's lead coordinator, Jose Leon, said one of the main responsibilities is to educate and allow everyone to understand that communities of color and minorities have made contributions to this nation and this campus specifically.
Every layer of Cal Poly and every level has been impacted by the presence of the black community, even though the community isn't large at this moment.
Yoga instructor Jerry Cortez shares some quick tips to help relax during midterms.
With classes in full swing in the quarter and gear, some students find relief in yoga. Jerry Cortez, a new yoga teacher at the Rec Center, teaches classes every Monday.
I feel like we live in a time where we're more connected than ever, but we're actually really disconnected. And by practicing yoga, it brings that deeper sense of connection within your body, your mind, and your emotions.
For those who can't make his classes, Cortez shares some quick breathing tips to ease the pressure.
Closing your eyes and placing your palms face down on top of your knees and just taking a few deep breaths, like inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Just doing that for like a minute really helps.
It isn't all in the breathing, however. Cortez shares some physical techniques as well.
If you're feeling like you want some energy, doing some like heart opening exercises that really like gets you energized physiologically, and if you're feeling more like you want to like go to bed and you're feeling too energized, doing like forward folds that contract the body, those really help slow down.
Nicholas Gonzalez, Mustang News.
The Cal Poly Drag Club puts on drag shows throughout the year. Each drag queen does her own makeup for every performance. The drag makeup process can take up to 5 hours. Queens start by shaving to make sure their makeup goes on smoothly before gluing down their eyebrows and concealing them to create a blank canvas. They say the difference between everyday makeup and drag makeup is that drag makeup is almost like stage makeup that reflects each queen's persona. They also say that in a society that doesn't always accept who they are, applying drag makeup can be empowering.
The Cal Poly Cross-Cultural Center aims to create a safe and open space for all students through the event Talk About It Tuesday. Each quarter, every other week, students gather in the Gender Equity Center on campus to listen to their peers as they share personal experiences that have shaped who they are. Each week has 1 or 2 topics, and students can sign up to share stories on one or both of the week's themes. The event first came to light last year when Liberal Studies senior Raha Hania worked with her supervisor to make the idea a reality. Now students gather 4 times a quarter to listen and relate to each other.
You get to hear about different people's stories and backgrounds, and you get to know a person better like that, and it's a great way to, get to know people, and maybe you might have something in common with them that you never thought you would have had.
One more Talk About It Tuesday will take place on February 27th. Students who wish to tell their stories can find the sign-up form on the Cross-Cultural Center's website calendar.
Well, that's all the time we have for today's edition of Mustang News. I'm Joe Deanda. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Austin Linthicum. We'll see you right here next week.